Karma. Karma means karma phalas. All karmani means karma phalani. So the aparoksha jnana itself is destroying all this, because in the wake of aparoksha jnana, kartrutva is no more. So therefore all the karma phalas will get destroyed. That is, Shriyante asya karmani tasmin drishte paravari. So in the wake of course not paroksha jnana, aparoksha jnana must be there, clarity must be there. So in that is there, by the karma, some kind of aparoksha jnana karma. But obstruction means it's the sanchitaha as obstructions that are there, which of that means which forbid him in going to the samadhi. So little initial practice generates certain punya, which destroys all the prarabdha karma, not all the prarabdha karma, that portion of prarabdha karma which poses hindrance for his samadhi. That way he has taken, but one thing should be clear, that the knowledge aparoksha jnana alone destroys all the karma phalas. It is not only after giving the samadhi only he is going to get destroyed. It is not so. And this context, anena vilayam yanti, means all these karma phalas are destroyed. Thereafter comes this word, shuddho dharmo vivardhati. A little confusion is here. Shuddha dharmaha vivardhati. What does it mean? The pure shuddha dharma means punya. Punya increases, it generates punya. What type of punya is this? What was told there? Sachitaha karma koyaha are destroyed. That means he is generating fresh punya now hereafter. In fact, yesterday what we have seen, Tika has said, Ramakrishna Tika, Dharmaha, what we had seen yesterday as Ramakrishna puts it, Savilasa vida nivartaka sakshata sadhana bhutaha dhamaha vivardate. Really it cannot be so. If it is so, that is what he means is, by samadhi, what punya is generated? That punya which destroys the ignorance along with its effect of samsara. That type of punya is generated by samadhi. If it is literally true, do you know what it amounts to say? Samadhi gives rise to punya, and that punya destroys ignorance and gives you moksha. It is quite contrary to the fact. That is not the siddhanta of the Vedanta. This is where we should always read the tikas with a pinch of caution. Don't think anything and everything that is Sanskrit is what? Safe. So that is where we go wrong. All that you can say is only Shankara Bhasha. You can totally rely upon. Some confusion is there, no for certain, you have not understood properly, there is nothing wrong on the part of the Bhashikra. That 10% guarantee you can take. Bhasha you can totally rely upon. But any other tikas, including Anandi tika, very, very useful. Even Ramakrishna tika is very useful to us. It's useful. But don't take for granted that all that is told by them is necessarily true. Even Anandi tika is very useful tika. But at times, Devin etc. there. So, like what is that in Madhur Saraswati? Gudhartha Deepika and Bhagavad Gita. You know, there is one Bhashyotkasha Deepika. Bhashyotkasha Deepika, other tika on that. You know what is his job? In fact, he has written tika on the Shankara Bhasha. Really speaking, he doesn't put forth much effort to explain Shankara Bhasha. He is sitting there only to point out where Madhusudana Saraswati goes off the track from Shankara. And also Swami. These two tikas is always like a detective. At one point by point he catches them and he says, this is how this Madhusudana Saraswati is wrong. I say about 36 points, major things that we, of course. Tathparya is same. Madhusudana doesn't speak of something other than Advaita has said. But in the Prakriya, some deviations here and there are there. This Bhashyotkar Sadhika catches hold of it and he goes on and pointing out how he is wrong in this particular point. That's good. And we also at times deviate itself, though it is useful at many of the places. So we have to take whatever benefit and help that we can derive from them, but we cannot totally rely on them. So here it amounts to that. As we are, if what we have said yesterday were correct, so it amounts to that. So that means after the knowledge aparoksha jnana, you take to samadhi. Samadhi generates some punya, and that punya is what will do? It will destroy all the sanchita karma koyaha and will give the moksha. It is not so. That is also that other aspect. Avidya nasha moksha sandha bhutaha dharma that also cannot be true. It means the same thing. It is a punya which gives rise to such a thing. No doubt, earlier punya of heat is certainly useful to get Guru Sadhana, to get a right master. So thereafter, opportunities for Shravana, etc., that's fine. But this punya generated by samadhi is not the cause for the moksha or for such a destruction of the sense karma kutaha. They get destroyed in the wake of aparoksha jnana. What punya is spoken here? The sentence is very clear. Shuddha dharmaha vivardhate. Literally we can say Shuddha, the pure. That is punya, again pure punya. So that means this punya is like that. Because he already got the knowledge, he has no karutva. Therefore, anything and everything he does, though the karma phalas may come, those karma phalas cannot get attached to him. They cannot bind him. But because that means such a thing as samadhi he has entered into, that samadhi is so great that it is capable of generating punya, which may not be useful to him at all, but it gets generated. For example, a jnani teaches. That teaching itself is going to generate lot of punya, but it is not any use to the jnani. How it gets disposed of, as Tattva-bodha put it. Those who adore the jnani, those who serve the jnani, unto them goes the punya. Those who criticize him or torture him, unto them, if at all any bad action has taken place, that papa goes to him. But he, the jnani, is above both papa and the punya. So also here, Shuddha dharma vivardhate. This dharma is because the samadhi, and samadhi is about what? What is the dheya there? Brahma. Brahma being so great, and that mind is totally absorbed in the Brahma itself is capable of generating such an enormous amount of punya that grows. But as far as he is concerned, he has nothing to do with that. And it is not that punya is useful for him. So gain the moksha, that also cannot be correct. So that is to be very clear about this. So that also gives a very good example how tikakaras can be missed. That means they might have taken seriously or something like that. It might have happened. So Shuddha dharmaha vivardhate means pure punya. It gets generated by the very virtue of the samadhi. Because the Brahma is so great. Afterwards you will see that even paroksha jnana of Brahma is capable of destroying all the sins which have been perpetrated deliberately by the individual. That is the greatness of the Brahma and even the paroksha jnana. What to speak of aparoksha jnana and that much of nishtha in the knowledge in terms of samadhi, certainly it can, that means generate such a punya. It may be, that means it also shows a person of this type, his presence itself can be blessing for others. As Mundaka would say, Atmadhyam another person who is for the worldly accomplishment, let him go to the opposite. That also you must have heard. Gurus are of three varieties. It is not to rate the guru who is superior or who is inferior, but from the standpoint of the usefulness of the speaker, we can say as Uttama Guru, Madhyama Guru and Adhama Guru. So this is not to rate any person, be careful. So Uttama Guru, Adhama Guru, Madhyama Guru, Adhama Guru. Who is Uttama Guru? Shrotriyaha Brahmanishta. Shrotriya Brahmanishta. And who is the Madhyama Guru? Brahmanishta, is it? No. Shastra says Shrotriyaha. And Adhama Guru is Brahmanishta. How come? You see, under any circumstances, a Brahmanishta is a better off than the Surya in terms of accomplishment. So the fellow is already rooted in the knowledge of oneself. That Shastra says that he, that is skill, Adhama means not something low, etc. From the usefulness of the seeker, because though he is great, why he has got nishtha in the knowledge is that. But from the standpoint of the seeker, he is not that useful in the sense he doesn't have the vocabulary of the Shruti. That means of communication that is given by the Shruti, he doesn't have at his disposal. At the same time, he knows what the truth is. He may make some statements which can be devastating and dangerous to the seeker. Perhaps he may say, there is no Ishvara, there is nothing at all. No Shastra, nothing. Where will the seeker land if he hears all these things? The very basis, the platform where the seeker is, the fellow may just remove, not deliberately, not knowing what it is, because from his standpoint, what is that? Brahma and Brahma alone is there. What he knows, that is from his vision, there is nothing but Brahma and Brahma alone, and he may, what he says is true. Ishvara is not even from ultimate standpoint, which Ishvara you are talking, which Shastra you are talking. But a seeker who is still at the preliminary stages, how is going to take this Upadesha from him? At the same time, Shrotriya, what will you do? He will put the seeker on the track of Shastra. He will be honest. Look, this is what Shastra says. If you probe into that, this is what I don't know. This is what it is. So therefore it is safe in the sense the seeker is on the track of Shastra. There is no danger. So therefore, Brahmanishta is useful for what? Do him pranam, okay, serve him, and you will get benefited. Yes, that is, he is highly useful, more than Kshatriya, because the very punya that he has got in the wake of knowledge can certainly bless the person or devotee. But certainly he is not meant for getting the teachings from him. So that is better go to Kshatriya. So therefore, Kshatriya Brahmanishtaha, the one who has to approach. If not available, the second variety can be, that is one who can get benefited by, is the Kshatriya. The third one is Brahmanishta. Again I am repeating, it is not to rate any person as such. So that in that case, Shuddha Dharmaha Vivardhati. So that Shuddha Dharma is here. That means that by the very virtue of Samadhi, the punya is generated. So it is not the punya which will give him the moksha, or the destruction of the Sanchita karma in course. That is not so. Shuddha Dharmaha Vivardhati. The question is, how do you say so? What is the pramana for that? So by this Samadhi, so such a, that means it generates so much of punya. How do you say so? Because that is, he is quoting based on the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. More or less this 57 and this 59, 60, these are terminologies are borrowed from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Even that Adrishta, what is commented as the Karma Shukla Krishna, that is also based on the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Okay. So now, so this is what the pramana for this, in the sense Patanjali Yoga also speak about, the Yoga Sutras speak about this punya. In other way we can take it, but it will not be totally applicable. The secondary sense we can take Shuddha Dharma. Dharma means generally punya. Okay. And when you say punya, punya gives rise to ananda or sorrow. Ananda. Sorrow is on account as a result of the papa. So punya cannot give sorrow as such. So Shuddha Dharma means that punya can be taken as upalakshana for the ananda. Shuddha Dharma means the pure ananda, means limitless ananda, which is his own real nature. He is able to enjoy repeatedly. Only in the secondary sense we can take. But Shuddha Dharma means that Samadhi is capable of generating so much of punya. For this we find in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra also that it is said there. So, Dharma me gamimam prahuhu samadhim yoga vittamaha varshate shayato dharma mrutadhara sahasrashaha. Yes, before proceeding, one more point you have to see. I think we have forgotten. Yesterday I had remarked that. See, because of this, Sanchitaha Karmakotayaha Anena Vilayam Yanti also. By this knowledge, which is now, that means in terms of the Samadhi, that's fine, but the destruction of the Karma Koti is on account of Aparoksha Jnana. How come Aparoksha Jnana destroys the Karma Kotayaha Sanchitaha? Because a doubt Purvapasha can be read like this. So look, it is said, Nanu Na bhuktam karma kshiyate. Na bhuktam means na abhuktam karma kshiyate. Karma. You see, in this context, karma means what we mean by karma is karma phala. No, not just punya, papa also. Karma phala. The karma word is in the sense of results of action, karma phala. Na bhuktam karma kshiyate. Na bhuktam karma. The karma phalas which have not been undergone, experienced, they are not going to get destroyed. So if that is so, karmanaha, why? Because that is karmanaha phaladanam vina kshayasya asambhavaha. So because the karma phalas which are not exhausted or undergone are not going to get destroyed of their own account, therefore what happens? Karmanaha phaladanam vina kshayasya asambhavaha. There is impossibility of the destruction of karma phala without undergoing them, without experiencing them. If this is the case, you are coming and telling us that Sanchitaha Karma Kotayaha Anena Vilayam Yanti. So by Sanchita, all the Karma Kotis of the past Sanchita, they get destroyed by this. How is it possible? Is it not contrary to Shastra? Such a doubt is possible. A Purvapasha can be raised. Before that we have to find out. Look, these karma phalas belong to whom? Do they belong to Atma? Satchidananda Atma, do they belong to? Can they belong to body, gross body and subtle body? Why not? Who does? Who does the karma? Okay. When you do any action, manasa sankalpya, buddhya nishchitya, karanaihi karma karoti. So what all the instruments have gone in the performance of action? The mind, buddhi, then the karanas. So therefore, is it not true that the karma phala should legitimately belong to the gross and the subtle bodies? Why not? Why can't you attach the karma phalas to the gross and the subtle body? I say, I don't want yes or no. That 50-50 will be there afterwards. So, give me valid reason. What? Huh? You can't say only instruments. They are inert, jada. So inert. So in being inert, how can inert of its own do something? And then yet they are doing. Are they not doing? Look here, if gross body and subtle body are inert, therefore they cannot function, they are incapable of functioning. If that is the case, we will not be able to do anything. Is it not? And how do they function? They have got that Chidabhasa. Antakarana has got the Chidabhasa which is transmitted to the gross body, and therefore though inert in nature, they have got the borrowed sentiency where they are capable of functioning. Yet, they being inert, they can't, that means the karma phalas cannot be attached to them. You can't attach the karma phala to Satchidananda Atma. Now whom are you going to attach the karma phala? There is an imposter jiva, that ahankara. Jiva means here we have to fashion that ahankara who is in between as an imposter. As it is nicely said in the Atmabodha, Atmanas Satchidamshasya Buddher Vrittiti Dvayam Sanyojya Cha Vivekena Janamiti Pravartate. See, mere body etc. can't do anything. Mere Atma, can he do something? Mere Atma also is akarta, because I am being free from all upadhis. There is no possibilities whatsoever of any karmas in the Atma. Nor the bodies of their own can do any karmas because they are inert. So therefore what has happened is, Atmanaha Satchidamshasya, the existence aspect and the knowledge aspect of Atma, Buddhehe Vrittiriti Dvayam, the inert vritti of the Buddhi, Sanyojya, unholy combination has taken place in terms of superimposition of the sentiency aspect on the vritti and the vritti aspect on the Atma. So because of this, that means the adhyasa superimposition, there crops an entity, Janani, I know, I do, I experience, the jnata aham, karta aham, bhokta aham. Who is this guy? Who arrogates, who poses himself as the knower, the doer, the experiencer. To begin it is a vritti, is it not? It is a vritti. I know, I do, I enjoy or I suffer, I experience, is a vritti. Now if you analyze this vritti, it consists of two aspects. One, the inert vritti aspect, antakarana vritti, other is the sentiency aspect, the sat-existence aspect and the knowledge aspect. The existence and knowledge aspect belongs to Atma, the vritti aspect belongs to antakarana, but because of borrowed sentiency, this inert vritti poses as though sentient and declares that I know, jananiti pravartate, I do, karta, bhokta, all these crop up. Means, actually the doer is this ahankara, the notional I, and neither the Satchidananda Atma I, nor the gross or the subtle body. So therefore, all karma phalas should get attached to whom? To the account of this jiva, the Mr. Ahankara. In the wake of knowledge, what happens? Where is Ahankara? Ahankara is destroyed. So therefore, all karma phalas belong to the account of ahankara. When ahankara is deceived in the wake of aparoksha jnana, where is the account holder to attach all the balance of the karma phalas? Suppose a person committed a crime, okay, and police spotted him out and they are about to arrest him. Something happened, either he took some poison or somehow or he popped off before the police could catch him. What will the police do? They will go to the police station and the file, criminal deceased, file closed. Is it not? Why? The person who was responsible is no more available. You can't execute further. Or let us say, in dream, a person committed a murder. In a dream, a person committed a murder. The dream police caught hold of him, took him to the dream magistrate, and it is a clean case, capital punishment was given. The moment he heard the capital punishment, he got so frightened, who? The dream murderer, and he woke up. What will the dream police do? Immediately they will send a communication to the local police. This fellow has slipped off from the dream, waking. Please arrest him immediately. Is it not? Will they? No. Or let us say, this person who had committed a murder in the dream, okay, he woke up. My God, I had committed a murder in that. And he is a person who has got some astikya buddhi in Shastra. You know? Shastra says, if any crime is committed, one has to face the Rajadanda. You know what is Rajadanda? The punishment that is given by the law of the state. So that he is a very, at least a Shraddhava in the Shastra. This is said, if the person doesn't undergo the Rajadanda, means the punishment as per the law of the state, the papa can be much more and he may have to suffer much more. That is what the Shastra says. So he has got astikya buddhi in Shastra. So therefore what he said? So I committed a murder. So therefore somehow I should take the punishment as per the law of the state. Therefore what? He went faithfully to the police station and reported that I have committed a murder. Of course they will certainly ask you, where did you commit and when did you commit? The moment the fellow says, last night in the dream I committed, what will the police do? They will brush him aside as nuisance. We have got many other things to look at. This stupid fellow is coming and creating nuisance here. They will just brush him aside. Is it not? Is the waker responsible for the dreamer's act? No. Why is he not? Because in the waking, the dreamer is falsified. Is it not? He is falsified. So also, in the wake of knowledge of my real nature, aparoksha jnana, the karta, hitherto karta, bhokta, jnata, ahankara is falsified. The account holder is no more. Whom are you going to attach now, karma phalas? Hanging. We can't attach to Atma. We can't attach to gross body, subtle body, which are the instruments who have actually done it. So therefore what? Vilayam yanti. Sanchitaha karma kotayaha vilayam yanti. So they get totally destroyed by the very, that is, because the jiva, the account holder, is no more. So that being the case, so it is not wrong to say that sanchita, all sanchita karma kotas get destroyed, or one should not wonder how is it possible, etc. This is the principle behind that. The account holder is no more, therefore karma phalas go. Otherwise also, na bhuktam karma kshiyate is a general statement. Karma phalas which are not exhausted, don't get destroyed, is a general statement which also has got exception. Because if it was an iron rule that no karma phalas can be escaped, the prayaschitta karma, means punitive actions prescribed by Shastras, will be futile, useless. Shastras will be wrong as such. Shastras also prescribe prayaschitta karma, a punitive action which can serve as the antidote for the past karma phalas. He need not be a jnani. We are not talking of jnani. Ajnani only. To some extent, he can nullify the past actions because prayaschitta karmas are available. So that also shows, that means it is a general law, general rule that karma phalas, even kalpas may pass. They cannot be destroyed unless one undergoes them. But exception is prayaschitta karma, or the much more precise is the wake of aparoksha jnana. Of course, there is something which gets exhausted only on account of the bhoga, that is prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma naam bhogadeva kshayah. The prarabdha karmas have to be undergone by them. So that also from Vyavahara standpoint, we do say that, Shruti by courtesy say that a jnani has got prarabdha karma, not from the paramarthata. A jnani has not got the prarabdha karma. Aparokshanubhuti, this is discussed. So Paramartha no so, but Vyavaharataha, because we find a person here who is a jnani, but we find ups and downs in his life as such. He is building an embodiment. There are many things happening in his life. What are the causes for that? Vyavahara, from transactional standpoint. Shruti comes and tells, he has got the prarabdha. Sanchita Agami got destroyed in the wake of knowledge, because account holder is no more. So that is there. And when the jnani afterwards, when does the karma, whatever that is there, kartrutva is not there, therefore those karma phalas cannot bind him. No doubt the karma phalas get generated, they get disposed of in terms of, as we have seen earlier in the Tattva Bodha. So therefore one should not entertain a doubt that, oh, how can the karma phalas be destroyed just like in the wake of knowledge? This is the reason how they get destroyed. So now, just a pramana for that, Shuddho Dharmo Vivardate. The pure dharma is the punya is generated in enormous measure. For that is said, look at. This is what Yoga Vittamaha Prahu. Yataha Esha means Eshaha Samadhi. So again, the Samadhi word is confusing in terms of gender. So Yataha Eshaha Samadhi. This Samadhi. So Samadhi. धर्मामृत धाराः सहस्रशः वर्षति. धर्मामृत धाराः सहस्रशः वर्षति. अतः you can add there. अतः योगवित्तमाः इमं धर्ममेघं प्राहु. इमं समाधिं धर्ममेघं प्राहु. Because this samadhi, you see, showers. So the varshati means it showers what? The dharmamrita dharaha sahasrasha. In thousand means in endless measure, that means the dhara, the pravaha, the flow of dharmamrita. Dharmamrita means the dharma, the punya which itself is amrita as such. It generates, it showers. Therefore, yoga vittamaha, those who are the best among the yogis, they call this samadhi as the dharma megham. So dharma megham, you see, megham. Dharma megham is see, mihi is that means mehati, first conjugation, so the parasmapada means to wet or sprinkle. So therefore dharma megha means dharman mehati varshati iti dharma megha. Dharman mehati varshati, so which showers down the dharma, the punya. Therefore they are called as the samadhi is called as the dharma megha. So therefore dharma megha means dharma vivardhakaha, the one who showers or enriches the dharma, the punya, one whose very nature is such that it showers the punya. So that is what is called dharma megha. Why it is said so? Because yataha, because of this reason. Because eshaha means this samadhi. So what does it do? Varshati, it showers down. What does it? Dharmamrita dharaha. Dhara means that means the flow of that. The flow of that pravaha. So pravaha. So dharmamrita dharaha, of the dharma which is itself is immortal as such, that way, because it is actually not the punya etc. which can give bhoga. Maybe for others, but for him it is not of that type. Sahasrasha means in an endless way. Varshati, it showers. Therefore ataha yoga vittamaha. Those who are yoga vittamaha. What is yoga vittamaha? Yogam veti iti yoga vit. One who knows yoga is yoga vit. Vittama is there. The superlative is there. What do you mean by superlative? Means a yogi may be anyone in general. Even Patanjali yogi who has undergone the yoga su chitta vritti nirodha. So that he also is a yogi. But here yoga vittamaha is the best among the yogi means, so the one who has got the Jiva Brahma Aikya knowledge. He is a yogi because he has entered the samadhi. At the same time, what is the dheya in the samadhi of this person? Brahma. Not any other thing, yes, sir. So therefore, he is the best among the yogis. So that the yoga vittama means we can take as one who has got Jiva Brahmaikya Jnana. Or other words we can say Brahma Sakshatkaaravantaha. Those people who have got this Brahma Sakshatkara. That means the knowledge and the nishtha in the knowledge of oneself is there. So yoga vittamaha. So not other things. So therefore the superlative can be meaningful. So yoga vittamaha means those who know about the Brahmatma Jnana and the yoga. They say so. So yoga vittamaha. Imam samadhim. This samadhi, what samadhi is it? Nirvikalpa samadhi, as we have seen earlier. Nirvikalpa samadhi. Nirvikalpa samadhi. Samadhim dharma megham prahu. They call it as the dharma megha. They call it the dharma megha. So here also Ramakrishna quotes from Atharva Shikhopanishad. He says, that's a good quotation. Kshanamekam asthaya pratushatasyapi. Quotation only there, you add there the subsequent portion there is like this. Yat phalam tadavapnoti. The quotation is not complete, you can complete that. Kshanamekam asthaya pratushatasyapi. Yat phalam tadavapnoti. So this is what the entire phrase is. Yat phalam tadavapnoti. Say, a person who has got his mind absorbed in this knowledge or this is knowledge in this knowledge, even for a moment, nirvikalpa, of course. What is that is nirvikalpa? Nirvikalpa, even for moment he has experienced, that means this appreciated. So, that means Shanam ekam asthaya. Being in this, even for a moment, what he gets is pratushatasyapi. Even the result of whatever that is phala. Yat pratushatasya phalam tadavapnoti. Whatever that is the result of hundreds of yagas, he gets it. Again here also, he gets it means it is the virtue of the knowledge. Not that it is useful to him, because he has already gone beyond the papa punya in the very wake of aparoksha jnana. But that very knowledge and that abidance of the mind in this knowledge, even for a moment, can generate that much of punya. Why even Savana can generate lot of punya, even though aparoksha jnana is not there. What to speak of the person who appreciates this knowledge even for few moments, so he can certainly have that punya means it just gets generated. It can be that way. So that is in fact, this also shows that Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana or this pursuit cannot be taken so lightly. It's not that it is not such a cheap thing, yes, sir. Something really great. Elsewhere it is said, one who has gained the knowledge of oneself is so great. Kulam pavitram janani kritartha vasundhara punyavati chatir. Apara sachit sukasagaresmin vinam pare brahmani yasya chetah. One who has got this knowledge, do you know who is he? That means by his very existence. Kulam pavitram. His kula, his family, his clan is what? Sanctified. Why? This guy has got Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. Kulam pavitram janani kritartha. That mother is really a blessed one who has given birth to such a person. Otherwise, you know what type of people are born. So, when they are children, that's fine. Afterwards, they walk. When the childhood stage, they walk over the body of the beast. As a child, no, the parents may keep the child on the lap or the chest, etc., and fondle it. But afterwards, they walk over the heart of the parents. So it may be possible. Anyway, but here is a person who has what? Janani Kritartha. That really that mother is blessed because she has given birth to such a person. Janani Kritartha. Vasundhara Punyavati Chatena. by his mere existence on this earth. Vasundhara, the mother earth, is what? Really Punyavati, blessed. Do you know why? Because otherwise she has got always complaints that I have to bear this brood like Duryodhana, Saddam and all these things. so Ravana, all these things, I have to carry this brood. Puranas you find, poor mother earth goes to Vishnu. Bhagavan, Trahimam, Pahimam. I have to bear this all rascals, so I can't bear the weight. Please what? Let me destroy this, etc. Then he also grants that. It means that is the protection to her. But here is a person who is born what? Who has excelled and who has got the highest, that is the gain in life. He is also happy. My God, it's not bad. Maybe others are millions, but at least here are few persons who have got the knowledge. Vasundhara Punyavati Chati. Who is that guy now? Because of whom? Kulam Pavitram, etc. Apara Satchit Sukasagaresmin Yasya Pare Brahmani Leenam Cheta. Yasya. Apara Satchit Sukasagaresmin Leenam Pare Brahmani Yasya Cheta. Yasya Chetaha, whose mind is Pare Brahmani Leenam, is absorbed in what? In the Parabrahma. What type of Parabrahma it is? Apara Satchit Sukasagaresmin. Parabrahma, which is Asmin Parabrahmani, which is Apara Satchit Sukhasagar. This is the ocean of limitless Satchit. Sukha means Ananda. This is the greatness of the one who has got the knowledge of Brahma. Means Brahma cannot be taken so lightly. Elsewhere also it is said like this. So, Matam tena samasta tirtha salile, Matam tena samasta tirtha salile, Sarvapi dattavani, Yajnanam sahasramishtam akhilaha, Devasya sampujitaha, Yajnanam sahasramishtam, Akhilaha Devasya sampujitaha. Who is this guy? He says, again, Sansaracha samudhritaha swapitaraha. Sansaracha samudhritaha swapitaraha. Trailokya pujyopyasau yasya brahma vicharane kshanamapi sairyam manah prapya. Yasya brahma vicharane kshanamapi sairyam prapnuya. One whose mind is abiding in the Brahma Vichara and appreciating that Brahma even for a moment. Do you know what type of person he is? He has surpassed all these punyas. What are those? One by one let us see. Natam tena samasta tirtha salile. It is as good as this person has taken the bath in all the holy tirthas. Natam tena samasta tirtha salile. Because if you take the bath, that means the bath in the holy rivers and the holy tirthas, it gives the punya. Again, taking the bath in the holy rivers like Ganges, etc. There is a method as per the Shastra. A person who takes such holy bath is preferably expected to take the bath earlier. He has to take the bath earlier and make the body clean. Then the holy tirtha he has to enter and without creating any commotion in there. Without creating any commotion in the tirtha, take 3 dips, come out. This is holy tirtha. Nowadays, what are holy tirthas? Ganges Bank is not only a big bathroom, it has become a toilet also. I think you are supposed to go soon. This year. You will understand. This is a difference I have found during last 9 to 10 years. I used to go for the walk on the Ganges Bank as well. If now we have to go there, I am talking near the ashram, you have to hold the nose like this on the bank and then go. And little one furlong you go further, you can't put a step there. Leave alone the closing the nose, you can't put a step there. And the boards are dawning there. It's an offense to make this bank impure. So that is okay, that is a different problem. Other hutment problem, that is a different problem. But Shraddhavan Purusha, if he takes bath, again, even otherwise, you are not supposed to make use of soap, apply the soap, and then what? They are swim, etc. That is different thing. It is not meant. Tirthas are not meant. But just by the way, you are supposed to know what is a Tirtha Snana. Tirtha Snana is supposed to know. So it is that is holiness. At the same time, you should not pollute the water there. It should not be polluted as well. You know, Ganges is so pure. So pure, that is true. But that doesn't mean that it can be used so loosely, and that means it is not happening. So, Natam tena samasta tirtha salile sarvati dattavani. It is as good as he has given in charity. Do you know how much? Not 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. Suppose he is the emperor who has got the master, that is the rule over entire the earth, and entire earth as if he has given in charity. How much punya it can come? So that much of punya, that if he surpasses that punya, you know, Maharashtra, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is a great king, yes, a dharmic one, who used to live by the dharma. So his guru was Samartha Ramdas. One day Guru came for bhiksha. Parivraja he was, he happened to come. So Samartha Shivaji Maharaj scribbled something on a piece of paper and put it in his jholi. Jholi means that bag. He just put as a bhiksha, he put it. So Ramdas Maharaj, he took that note and read. He said, I am offering my entire kingdom to you. So that is what it means. He has offered his kingdom, means I am no more the king. Ramdas smiled, yes, that is true. Hereafter it is my kingdom, but you rule as my lord. You look after the rule as my representative, he told him and went. So now let us say, here is a king and monarch, not just king, emperor. Emperor of the entire earth. And entire earth legitimately belongs to him, not otherwise. The earth doesn't belong to him, and I have given in charity. So that is not so. The earth legitimately belongs to him, and if he has given the entire earth in charity to someone, how much colossal punya he would have earned. That is by even one movement of that abidance in the inquiry and the knowledge of oneself, he can surpass the Sarvati Dattavani Yajnanam cha Sahasramishtam. It is as good as Sahasram, thousands of yajna, Vedic sacrifices he has performed, means he will surpass even that yajnanam sahasramishtam. Akila devasya sampujitaha. All gods, devatas, presiding deities are as good as worshipped by him. Sansaracha samudhritaha swapitaraha. His own ancestor, if they had some bad lot, let us say, they are already in a better lot than different things. Suppose if they had some bad lot, so by virtue of this knowledge and his inquiry, they can get a better lot. That is said. If a person becomes a sannyasi, we did on this only, becomes sannyasi, his ancestors get a better lot. Do you know why? Because they also are the cause for that. Such a person is born in that clan. Not only the mother and the father as such, a benefit goes to the entire clan. Sansarat samudhrata swapitaraha Trailokya Pujyopyasam. This person is worthy of adoration in three words. Trailokya Puja means in the entire creation. He is worthy of adoration. Who is that person? Yasya Brahma Vicharani Shanamapi Sairam Manas Prapya. Yasya Manaha, one whose mind, Brahma Vicharani, in the inquiry of the Brahma means also appreciation of knowledge of Brahma. Shanamapi, even for Arthavada, even for a moment, his mind gets absorbed in that. This is what he, as good as he gives, means he surpasses all these things. This is what the greatness of the knowledge. And here is a person who has got absorbed in the knowledge and has got the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Dharmamegam iti called as the clouds which cover nothing but punya and punya alone. This is just a phrase of Samadhi. Now, what is the Parama Prayojana? What for exactly the samadhi is? What is the main result of samadhi? 61, 61 and 62, they both together. अमुना वासना जाले निःशेषं प्रविलापिते समूलोन्मूलिते पुण्य पापाक्षे कर्म संचये वाक्यमप्रतिबन्धं तत् प्राक्परोक्षावभासिते करामलकवद्बोधम् अपरोक्षं प्रसूयते अमुना वासनाजाले निःशेषं प्रविलापिते पुण्यपापाक्षे कर्म संजये समूलोन्मूलिते एड सति earlier also अमुना वासनाजाले निःशेषं प्रविलापिते सति पुण्यपापाक्षे कर्म संचये समूलोन्मूलिते सति वाक्यम अप्रतिबंधम सत् प्राक् परोक्षावभासते एड तत्वे करामलकवत् अपरोक्षम बोधम प्रसूयते करामलकवत् अपरोक्षम बोधम प्रसूयते अमुना अमुना by this. What is by this? Amuna samadhina. Amuna samadhina. By this samadhi. Which samadhi? Nirvikalpa. By this samadhi. Vasanajale nishesham pravilapite sati. When these are totally destroyed, nishesham, without leaving any shesha. So what are those destroyed? Vasanajale. The jala, the network of vasanas. The question is, what are vasanas? What are these vasanas? Vasanas are like this. Ahankara, mamakara, कर्तृत्वादिभिमान हेतु भूते ज्ञान विरुद्धे संस्कार समूहे. The संस्कार समूह, the aggregate of samskaras, which are in terms of the ahankara, the notional I, its product, mamakara, but mineness, kartrutva, bhoktritva, jnatrutva, all the products of ahankara, adi, abhimana hetu bhute, which is the cause for the notions like doer, etc. So that, which is, so long as ahankara is there, can you appreciate knowledge? In fact, knowledge means what? Destruction of ahankara. So even habitually is there, it should go. So that the nishtha can take place and habitual error can be got rid of. Therefore, avasana jale can be ahankara, mamakara, kartrutva, abhimana hetu bhute, the jnana viruddha, which are opposed to knowledge, samskara samuha. The samskara shows that habitually they may continue in spite of the wake of knowledge. All these are destroyed. Elsewhere, Vidyaranya, definition of vasana is difficult to get. However, generally it is not defined as such. Elsewhere, Vidyaranya has defined the vasana as jivagata dharma samskaraha. That's what Vidyaranya has given the proof. Jivagata dharma samskaraha. Jivagata means what? Pertaining to jiva. The samskaras, impressions based on dharma. What is dharma? Punya. Adharma, papa. In other words, what does it amount to? Karmasala. It amounts to karmasala. Jivagata dharma samskara. Here vasana means we are talking about the context of the samadhi. Therefore, so these habitual errors that are there, so therefore like the ahankara, mamakara means though knowledge is there, but still habitually the person continues to identify with the body. Therefore ahankara, mamakara, kartrutva, abhimana hetu bhute jnana. We can't take that here. Jivagata dharma samskara, because in the wake of knowledge what happens? Sanchitaha karma kotaya already got destroyed. There is no question of afterwards getting destroyed by the samadhi. That appearance doesn't arise at all. Already they are destroyed in the wake of knowledge. So this means habit. Actually, we can take vasana jala as all the hosts of habitual errors. because all these. So, Nishesham pravilapite. Nishesham pravilapite means vinashite. Destroy. How? Nishesham yatha bhavati tatha vilapite. Destroyed in such a manner that they will be nishesham. Nishesham is without any shesha, without any baki, without any remaining effort. No remainder there. Means totally. Otherwise, destroyed, and afterwards what happens? Again slowly they suffer. Have you seen? We just cut a tree. We may cut the tree up to the level of the ground. After 2 months you see what happens. It should be totally uprooted without any trace of root anywhere. If some trace of root is there, again it will shoot forth. Vishvesham yatha pravilapite, that is what he says. Again, punya papakshe karma sanchaye samulonmulite sati. The karma phala, in terms of the karma sanchaya, the aggregate of karma, all the sanchita karma and also the agami. So punya papakshe, called as the punya and papa, samulonmulite. Samulon means मूल सहितम यथा भवति तथा उन्मूलिते उद्धृत. Along with the root. What is the root? What is the root of punya papa karma sanchayam? Avidya. Don't say all karma phalas etc. Avidya. Avidya giving rise to ahankara. Ahankara, avidya, that is the root. Destroyed. This is taken place. Then what happens? This result is gained. What is that result? Vakyam apratibaddham sat. Vakyam. What Vakyam? Mahavakya. Sample here is Tattvamasi. It would not be Tattvamasi, any Vakya. So Mahavakya, Vakyam means Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakya. Vakya like Tattvamasi etc. So apratibaddham sat. Apratibaddham sat means being not obstructed, without any pratibandhakas whatsoever. Apratibaddham sat. So what is that pratibandha that was that earlier for him? Earlier, it can be like this. Karma vasanabhyam pratibandha rahitam sat. Being free from pratibandhas obstruction. What type of obstruction? It can be karma vasanabhyam. Karma vasanabhyam means the person's preoccupation in the karma and the habitual errors like ahankara etc. free from that. Cleared off from the preoccupation in the karma. Look here. Karma cannot give knowledge at any time. Means under any circumstances, karma by itself cannot give knowledge. No doubt karmas are useful to get the chitta shuddhi. Chitta se shuddhaye karma matu vastupa labdhaye. Therefore, they cannot give. Why it is so? Why karma can't give knowledge? Just mandatory. Karma is the product of karma means it presupposes ahankara. I do for this. Of course, please. Karma, when we talk of karma, we talk of karmas that bind. A jnani may do 1,000 karmas, but they cannot be considered as a karma in this sense. Why? Ahankara is not that. Kartrutva is not that. Krishna did so many things. You can't say Krishna did all this, therefore he will be bound. No. Ahankara is not that. So therefore, here, that is what is said. Karma being the product of avidya, it is not opposed to avidya. Avirodhitaya karma na vidyam vinivartaye. Vidya vidyam nihanteva tejastimira sanghavat. Karma avirodhitaya, being not opposed to avidya, karma avirodhitaya, na vidyam, na avidyam vinivartaye. It cannot destroy the avidya. And who destroys avidya? Vidya vidyam. The vidya avidyam, okay? The vidya avidyam becomes vidya vidyam. Vidya vidyam nihanti eva. Certainly the vidya, the knowledge of oneself, totally destroys the avidya. How? Tejas timira sanghavat. The light destroys the entire darkness within a trice. Not that this darkness is from ages, let us say. There was a huge cave in Himalayas which was not discovered for ages, and suppose somebody discovered it, now how much long it will take to dispel that darkness? You have to flood that cave with the light for equally another ages, no? However old the darkness may be, just you bring the light, what will happen? Totally it will get destroyed. So also, Anadi avidya, in the wake of knowledge, it will get totally destroyed. Tejaha timira sambhavat. Tejaha timira sambhavat. Therefore, so karma by itself cannot give the knowledge, though it is useful if taken to the proper attitude karma yoga to get the antakarana shuddhi. So chitta shuddhaye karma, not to vastu kalabho, not to get the vastu. Vastu shuddhi vicharena. Vastu shuddhi. Giving the knowledge of oneself is by vichara, nothing is karma koti. Now this person, such as I said, he is free from all that means, apratibandha sat, means whatever earlier that preoccupation, the karmas were there, no more they are there. The habitual ahankara, mamakara, kartritva, bhoktritva habitually was there, that is not there. That is what is the apratibandha sat, being free from the pratibandhaka. So, then, because these were posing the this pratibandhakas for the aparoksha jnana, prak parokshava tattve. What does the samadhi does is in the tattva which is prak parokshava, which was earlier appreciated in terms of the paroksha jnana. What is paroksha jnana? Brahma asti, and something in my nature is like same as that of Brahma. It is only a statement of the Shastra, but it was not his discovery. Why? These pratibandhakas were there, which can help him to get rid of that pratibandhaka. And that pratibandhaka means when the pratibandhaka goes, aparoksha jnana clicks in. What is like our, what is that? Tube light philosophy. Some pratibandhakas were there, so the pratibandhakas got flushed out, and that aparoksha became aparoksha. In that case, he has taken that. He has taken that way also. So, prak paroksha bhasate vakyam apratibandham. Aparoksha jnana becomes very clear. We'll see a little about it.